Good morning, everyone. I'm doing a live here from right in front of the Coos County Courthouse. Today's a little bit of a heavy day. Yesterday was quite a shock to the conscience. Today is September 11th, and right about this time, West Coast time, it was early morning on the East Coast, I got a phone call to turn on the TV, and we all remember where we were sitting. What was it, 14 years ago, 2001? It was the year I graduated high school. I turned on the TV to see the second tower being hit. And I've kind of tried, I didn't know anyone in New York at the time. I had just graduated high school in June, moved down to Yuma, Arizona, Marine Corps Air Station Yuma in July of 2001. And in September, I got that call, and life's changed for everyone. All my friends got deployed. That February, March, and America was changed forever. I think yesterday, the assassination of Charlie Kirk also changed America forever. His assassination was not just an attack on Charlie and his family. It was an attack on freedom of speech. Charlie did nothing but have conversations. He did nothing but speak. And people so weak of character felt that he deserved to die for espousing opinions that they disagree with. Today, I put my money where my mouth is. I have said for quite a while now that we need to replace these people. I've said that we need to be the change we want to see. And so I just walked out of the county courthouse after filing my SEL 101 to put myself in the race for Coos County Commissioner. When I say that we need to replace these people, I don't necessarily mean that the seat I'm running for, seat number 2, John Sweet, I'm not necessarily saying that he needs to be replaced. I don't think that John is particularly a part of the problem, but for me to begin this journey, I have to start somewhere. I've had a conversation with John, and he's actually very supportive of my run. I would love to honor his legacy by continuing to build on what he's done in his role. I think some of the advantages I have are both skill set and cultural knowledge, cultural understanding. I think that I bring a vision for cultural change that John could not bring. And just by way of his age demographic, he lives in a different lived-in experience than I do. And I think that is a strength that I have. Skill-wise, I am in the process of building a commissioner candidacy website. If you would like to check it out, it's still under construction, so mind the mess while that's going on. But there is some information about my qualifications, my past experience, and how the specific duties that are a part of the commissioner's role are exemplified in my own resume, my own past experience, and specific examples of that. So I've got that information getting ready for people, so go check that out. It's just brandyforcoos.com. And again, mind the mess, it's under construction. I've got a few pages that can be viewed, and there's quite a few pages that are still under construction that aren't viewable yet, but they're on their way. So now it's time, I guess, for me to step up and try to be the change I want to see. And what kind of change is that? I want to follow in the legacy of Charlie Kirk by having difficult conversations out in the open, bringing hard truths to light, challenging ideas, challenging the status quo, and raising big questions, but really dialogue, bringing people in to have a conversation about what we want our county to look like moving forward. What kind of culture do we want to have here? Because I see the destruction in America. I mean, we had a girl brutally stabbed to death, a school shooting, and an assassination all within a couple of days. This is cultural. We have a cultural sickness. It's a cultural ideological extremism. And I think we combat that by having logical, rational conversations publicly. I think we do the hard thing to have the hard conversations. I do want to say that I'll be honest and admit that part of the reason that Charlie's murder hit me so hard is because it hits close to home. I've known I was going to put my name on the ballot. So when people post things, people I personally know, right? So these are not just like strangers on the internet. These are people I know. People who live in my community that are posting things like, I have no room in my heart for the privileged. Like making direct reference. Like I know what this person was trying to say. And to that person who I personally know, I'm not going to reach out and contact that person directly because I have no interest in, frankly, ever communicating with that person again. I want that person to know that if they happen to come across this video, I consider myself privileged. I did not have a good childhood. I probably had like the quintessential Coos County domestic violence, drug addiction, poverty, early childhood. By luck of the draw, I was able to escape that. I was born in America. I was born healthy. I was born, fit. And I feel very, 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 very privileged for the luxuries and the abilities in my life that I didn't earn. Now, did I earn a lot of my place in my socioeconomic status? Yes. I worked really, really hard to put myself through 3 degrees. I have sacrificed a lot of YOLO for late night study sessions and putting in the extra hours to get ahead in my career. So it does kind of sting to say like I am privileged because I know I've worked so hard for what I have, but at the same time I recognize that I am a privileged person. So when someone I personally know says that they don't have room in their heart for the privileged, knowing that I'm someone who's running for political office, I am someone who's outspoken about social issues. I took that personally. To me, that says that you have no heart in no space in your heart for me if someone shot me for my speech. Maybe I shouldn't take it so personally, but I do. And I think maybe instead of me not taking things personally, the people who know me or the people who are, everyone, how about everyone just be a little bit more conscientious? Maybe just have a little compassion. Isn't that what the left has been banging on about for the last decade? Kindness, compassion, understanding. How quick that flies out the window when it's someone that you personally disagree with. And I do want to make note of how disturbing it is that a person can so easily decide in their mind that that person is privileged and so they don't qualify for a spot in our heart. My question to this person is, who are you to decide who is privileged and who isn't? Who are you to decide who is worthy of compassion and who isn't? And to that specific person, I hate to break the news to you, but you are privileged. I know you. I know where you come from. I know your life. You're an American, educated, doing well. You are privileged. So I guess I'm really sorry that you don't have a place in your heart for yourself. So, and I will say, you know, there's been some comments, people say, well, quoting Charlie saying, well, he said a few are going to have to die to protect Second Amendment rights. In my head, I hear people using my words in a snarky quote to excuse my own assassination. When I see that stuff, I see a person who would say the same things about me, who would treat my family with the same disregard. So yeah, considering that my name is now officially going on a ballot, to the people who know me personally, I take the things that you say personally to heart. Wildly hurtful. Wildly hurtful. I think of my family. If something were to happen to me, it would destroy my family. I don't come from a strong family. They are dispersed and fairly self-involved. To my little nuclear family here in Coos County, I am the matriarch. I am kind of, and I hope that doesn't come off as boastful. I mean it to acknowledge my responsibility to care for the people in my life and to be that glue that holds people together. Destroying that would destroy my family. And so what goes through my head when I hear people say such callous things, people in my community, I know your name. I know who you are. Person commenting and hearting all of the terrible things that people are saying. I imagine that you would just as easily say that about me and my family. So I would just say that maybe take into consideration that you're not as great of a person as you think you are if you're someone who is so willing to pop off like that and be so callous. I know I'm not even like the most sensitive person. I do try to be, though. I do try to rein in my own narrow-mindedness where I can, and we all slip up, right? We're all human and we all make mistakes. But one of the things that we can do is like try to not. And it's so easy. Like I think we all have dark thoughts. Maybe just have the impulse control to not post it on Facebook. Like, we all have dark thoughts. We all see bad things happen to people who are clearly begging the universe for that thing. I mean, they're just making decisions that make something negative more likely to happen to them. And we all think like, gosh, you probably could have dodged that mud puddle if you'd been looking. And I would say maybe just don't be so self-important as to think that it's okay for you to post something like that on Facebook, because it's not. When you put it in writing, it takes on a whole other life of its own and it becomes a monster. So here we go, guys. I have said for decades that I did not want to be involved in politics. I don't have political ambition necessarily. Like, I should say I don't have power ambition. My goal really is to return power to people anywhere I can. And so my goal as commissioner is to be a voice for future leaders. I want to build people up in this community who can go on to create great things. I want to be a cultural element for temperance, transparency, productivity and purpose in our community. There's a lot of cultural power in these roles, and that's really what I want. We'll see how this goes. I am not above trying to replace Jeff Merkley out of pure spite. I absolutely do not want the job. But who knows? I say that now and things can change. I don't want the power of the job. I will say that. The power and the prestige of being a U.S. Senator has absolutely zero appeal to me whatsoever. But if I can use that position to empower others, to really embody the Constitution, embody Americanism, and that power to become productive and to be an agent for good, I think that's worth going for. So we're going to see how this unfolds. I started off this journey absolutely terrified, like sweaty, scared. The number of people who have come out to be supportive has like got me, man. I didn't realize how much people agree and want the same change that I want. So to the people who have kind of encouraged me and urged me on, you made a difference. So I hope I can make a difference in turn. I hope that I can be that inspiration for future leaders. Because it's not about me. It's about the people who are inspired by me to also become voices in their communities and their social groups. So that's the real goal. If any of you would like to be supportive of me, there's a donation button on my website. And of course, I had to learn about campaign financing. Oh my goodness, what a rabbit hole. But if you would like to donate, I will be probably receiving the majority of my donations from grassroots. It's going to be small businesses here in Coos County that are supporting what I'm doing. Some larger businesses too, but individuals that way. But a really great way that you can support me that doesn't cost you anything is to refer clients to me. I am a habit change coach. I've switched careers this year, which has turned out to be amazing. I was really scared. I'm like, how is this going to pan out? It's been amazing. As it turns out, I do have 3 degrees in psychology. I have worked as an executive coach, done some leadership and training stuff in organizations. And so I did get certified as a life and health coach. And now I am working with clients who are, largely I'm working with people who are going through some sort of transition. They may be retiring. They may be empty nesters. They may be starting a family. They may be embarking on a new relationship or wanting to start a new relationship. Or they may be becoming new business owners, or their business may be in transition, or they may be at a point where they need to reevaluate their role in a business. And so I generally work with people who are navigating some sort of transition, and I help people navigate it in a way that guides them to an alignment with their ideal self in life. So when we're under a lot of stress and we're making all of these decisions in a state of change, sometimes it can feel really stressful because you don't know which direction to go. And so I walk people through exercises that help them explore their own mind, explore their own life, and nail down really what's important and what their vision looks like. So they're working towards something that really aligns them with who they want to be and how they want to live. The techniques that I use are proven effective. I've got several repeat clients that have done the 90-day program twice. It's been a phenomenal experience. So if you know someone who is navigating change, send them to me. The way you do that, the best way to make an introduction is to get on Messenger, make a group chat with me and them, and say, hey, this is Brandi. This is the coach I wanted to introduce you to. And that's it. I'll take it from there. I'll have a free conversation with this individual to figure out if I'm the right coach for them. If I'm not, I have tons of resources for people. I'm happy to make referrals. And if I am, fantastic. their life is going to change for the better. So I have a surgery coming up mid-October, so I'm going to be, and I have to take proper downtime for that. So I've got a chunk of time that I'm not going to have a ton going on. So what I thought I'll do is I will just jam pack my schedule with coaching. Coaching, it heals me. I absolutely love it. It's an exercise in development that heals me. So let's heal you while we heal me from my surgery. And since I won't be able to do much physical, I'll be able to really engage in something that just on a spiritual level is so incredibly healing. So help me pack my schedule with people. I have right now 5 slots available. They fill up fast, and we'll see as some of my other professional projects wind down if I can take on more people. But I just finished up, I just graduated a couple of people, and so I have a couple extra spots open. So, and they'll probably fill up fast. So go ahead and I know there's a couple of people that we're waiting to get in, so I'll be able to get them in. I'll probably leave 3 spots open. So if you know someone, send them my way. If you would like more information on what I do, you can visit PacificCoastCoach.com. I provide a really good outline of the different coaching programs I have and information about what it's like to go through coaching, because everybody's people who are new to it are like, what is this experience going to be like? It's a little different than therapy, and I think it's a lot more fun. So that is a really positive silver lining to what is kind of a heavy day, right? So if you know someone who would like to navigate change in a way that aligns them perfectly with their ideal self in life, send them my way. And that's a great way to support my candidacy. All of that's where I'm going to buy signs, maybe rent billboards, do some TV stuff, do some radio stuff. But really, it's going to be a lot of going out and shaking hands and listening to people. I want to hear what you want Coos County to look like in the next 10 years. Tell me what your vision is. Tell me what you see. What are we going to become? What do we want the ethos here to be? What do we want the culture here to be? And so those are all, as an elected official, my job will not be to impose my vision on the community. My role is to be a catalyst for the community voice. So I'm here to be an amplifier for what the community wants. I'm grateful that I have the ability to separate my personal ethics, my personal vision, my personal opinions from my professional work. I do it when I coach. I go into what I call coaching mode, and that's where I am on my client's map, and I am seeing the world through their eyes. I believe as an elected official, you have a very similar responsibility to be a voice for your community. And so a lot of what I'm going to be doing is asking people, what do you want? Rather than coming and saying, here's what I'm going to do. I think the solutions are in our community, and I'm a miner. My job is to mine the solutions that already live in the minds of our community. A miner mining mines. So my job is to harvest the solutions, because I think they're already there. And the grassroots solutions that come from our community, that are developed by our community together, are going to be the best ones. So I guess vote for me. And to those of you who are entertaining a leadership position of your own, reach out. I can help you. I can guide you. I have resources, links available. This whole process of getting on the ballot was not as hard as I expected it to be. Coos County clerks are gold. They're just so helpful. And they're very knowledgeable. So there is a lot of support here in the community. Do not be afraid. Don't be scared. Fear was the biggest thing that has ever held me back in my life. And I'm trying not to like get verklempt, right? Because it's like overcoming your fear is both really, really freeing and really liberating. And it is also like a vulnerability, I guess. Like it's scary, right? Don't be afraid. Step up and be a leader anywhere you can. And if you want guidance, ask. I have reached out to, I've made phone call after phone call. Anybody someone has said I need to talk to, they're on my list to speak with. And my ask is, tell me how to be a good leader. Tell me what you know. Tell me what works and what doesn't. And people will tell you. People will share information. People will help you. People who you don't even think would like you will help you. And so this is what we do. Little by little, we replace them. And while I don't necessarily, again, think that John is a person who needs to be replaced to fix the problem, someone like Jeff Merkley is. And I can't replace Jeff until I work my way up a little bit. So this is the first step. I think that's all I've got. Thank you so much for everyone. I could not do this without emotional support. Like, yeah, listen, financial support is great. Don't get me wrong. But the emotional support is what I really needed. The people who have voiced to me their passionate support are the ones who confirm in my mind, do not be afraid. And I hope I honor Charlie's legacy by espousing that phrase. That is the single most used phrase in the Bible. And while I am not personally a Christian, I honor all faiths. I honor all beliefs. And I think there is gold in every faith-based belief. There is gold in there. And it's up to each of us as an individual to mine that gold everywhere that it's deposited. And the phrase, do not be afraid, is a gold nugget worth mining. And so I that's all I've got. I don't want to keep rambling because you all know that I could just like talk for hours. So I'm going to go ahead and head home. I am going today. I'm taking the day off a little bit. I do have work I'm supposed to do, but I'm shirking my duties just a little bit so that I can go give one of my best friends a big hug. And we are going to bake pumpkin spiced sourdough bread together. My husband grew me pumpkins and I grated them up and I added pumpkin spice seasoning and honey and mixed it all up. And we're going to mix that inside of a loaf and see how it turns out. And we're going to make some pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls. So we will probably be posting that later. And you guys know I am an absolute basic one for pumpkin spice anything. I have no shame about it. It is who I am. I love it. It's how I embrace fall. So let me just have that, okay? Anyway, I love you guys. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And stay true to yourself. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.